I recently got into the National Debt Relief Program.
I'm $89,000 in credit card debt, and I'm here to break down my cards.
I was never taught financial responsibility, and at 25, I accumulated $12,000 in credit card debt.
People are rushing into national debt relief programs because they're drowning in bills that should have never gotten this big in the first place. And it's becoming one of the clearest signs of how financially unstable things really are right now. Across the country, people aren't just a little behind on payments, they're tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt, personal loans, and buy now, pay later balances that stacked up faster than they realized. And once it gets to that point, paying it down becomes a multi-year sentence of interest, minimum payments, and financial stress that bleeds into every part of their life. These programs promise a lifeline, and in some cases they help, but they also expose the reality. People are spending money they don't have for things they don't need, and by the time they finally reach out for help, the damage is already done. What's wild is how normal this crisis is becoming. Entire communities on TikTok are turning debt breakdown videos into entertainment, with creators showing spreadsheets, payoff calendars, and snowball methods like it's some kind of financial challenge instead of a last resort plan to escape a hole they should have never fallen into. People are celebrating paying off debts that never should have existed, all while ignoring how the spending habits, interest rates, and lack of budgeting got them there in the first place. Debt payoff content might make it look inspirational, but behind every "I finally paid off my cards" video is someone who lost years of income, opportunities, and peace of mind just trying to get back to zero. Check out some of these videos.
Take this as your sign, especially if you are young as fuck. Don't get that credit card. So I'm currently dealing with a lawsuit, partake on myself. But I recently got into the National Debt Relief Program, and I've been doing that, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. But this is your sign. Don't get that pinche credit card, bro. Don't get it. You don't need it. Just make your money and use your day-to-day money. You don't need that credit card. I do not need this fucking credit card. Yes, it did pay for a little bit of my school and then my school kit thing that I had to buy, but other than that, it's just been collecting interest. I haven't been able to pay because I've been unemployed, and now that I am employed, I decided to get on this national debt relief thing. But yeah, don't get that credit card, bro. You don't fucking need it. Don't get that credit.
I'm $89,000 in credit card debt, and I'm here to break down my cards to tell you how much I have on each card and what my payment is each month on each card. I'm going to start with the smallest card and work my way up to the highest card. I do have 11 credit cards, so we're going to be here for a minute. The longer that you watch, the higher my payment is. So do your girl a favor and watch to the end. My first card is our Carter's credit card. It has $199 on it. My monthly payment is $30. My second card, Old Navy. It has $362 on it and a monthly payment of $30. Third card is our Citi card. It has $1,742 on it and the monthly payment is $85. Fourth is Shields. It has $3,057 on it and our monthly payment is $95. Next up is our Discover card. That has $4,969 on it and our payment is $135 a month. Next up is Chase. That has $5,615 on it and our payment is $153 a month. Next up is my personal Military Star card. That has $7,860 on it. The payment is $170 a month. Next up is my husband's Military Star card. That has $8,095 on it and the payment is $175. These are the fun ones. Next up is our Visa Platinum. That has $11,503 on it and our monthly payment is $285. Our Visa Cash Rewards card, that has a total of $20,371 on it and our monthly payment is $520. Last but not least is our American Express that has $25,371 on it and our payment is $620 a month. The total on these cards a little bit more than I said on a previous video because they have been hit with some interest since then. So our total is $89,203 and that brings our total monthly payments up to $2,298. Follow along and watch me pay these off over the next few years.
I was never taught financial responsibility, and at 25, I accumulated $12,000 in credit card debt. Now at 27, I'm completely credit card debt free, and my credit score went up 200 points. So here's everything I've learned along the way that wasn't taught to me as a child, and I had to learn when I put myself in this hole. So number one, credit cards are a resource. You should not be using a credit card unless you have that money in your account to pay it off every single month. I understand that there's situations like emergencies, whatnot, but I got into the trap of thinking that my credit card limit was money that I would have. I thought that I could spend $3,000 and I would just be able to pay it off no problem. Once you start racking up those numbers, you're only paying off the minimum and you're accruing interest. You are going to put yourself deeper and deeper into that hole. However, I look at credit cards as my resource because I use Capital One. It's one of my favorite credit cards right now, where I use my credit card for certain spendings and I earn back points through traveling, through Capital One shopping, but now I'm sure to pay that off. If you are struggling with debt, I highly suggest that you lock your credit card so you're unable to spend on it. I locked my cards, I stopped spending on them, and I focused on the avalanche method, which is my next tip. So you can either use the avalanche method or the snowball method to pay off debt. I personally like the avalanche method because interest rates on credit cards are disgusting and they will get you. So what I did was I had 2 different credit cards open. So I transferred one of my highest interest debts to a no interest credit card that allowed me to pay it off within 15 months. I paid this off in 12 months. Now with my other card, it was still high interest. So I focused on the avalanche method of paying the max amount possible to the high interest credit card and paying off the no interest credit card slowly. I just wanted to get rid of it, so I chose the avalanche method. Number 3, you need to learn how to live under your means. I got caught up in this life where I thought money came back to me and money did this. I was not working hard enough for that money to come back to me. I was being irresponsible. I was living above my means and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing to put myself in a good financial place. When you have credit card debt, you need to revert back to living under your means and paying off as much as you can. So I learned to be a minimalist. I stopped the overconsumption. I would use products all the way until they were empty. I wouldn't have multiple of the same makeup products. I wouldn't go out and buy clothes for an event. I was wearing the same clothes I had, and I took like a year off shopping. I did not shop for anything. I lived so below my means because my priority was to pay off this credit card debt. That is so hard in the era of overconsumption. If you struggle with this, I urge you to get off social media and realize you don't need everything that they're selling to you on their Amazon storefront. Number 4, say no. Say no to plans. You're gonna have to say no to vacations. You're gonna have to say no to that $1,500 trip up to the mountains. I know it sucks, but think about the fact that this is just a year or 2 of your life, maybe in a couple months, and you will never have to go through this again once you pay it off and you become responsible. Now, with that being said, one of the things that I tried to do in the beginning of paying this off was work on savings at the same time I was paying off my debt. I don't recommend you do that. Now I've learned to pay off your debt because it's not a flex to have thousands of dollars in a savings account when you have thousands of dollars in debt. So what I've done now that I'm completely debt free is that I have switched all of my savings account to high yield savings accounts where I accrue, I think it's 4.6% APY. So I'm accruing interest every single month for my balance in there. Now I have multiple different savings accounts. I have my 401 and my Roth IRA through work. So that's already taken care of somewhere else. Then I have my standard checking account, which is where my deposits come in, where I'm paid. I have a separate checking account, which is for my auto expenses. These are student loans. This is rent. This is utilities. I separate out that money right away every single time I get paid. Then I have 3 savings accounts. One of them is an emergency for, God forbid, any emergencies, job loss, whatever, 4 to 6 months worth of expenses. I have a car fund because I want to buy a car outright. I don't want a car payment. And then I have vacation sinking funds, shopping sinking funds. So doing all of this, the emergency fund is your safety net. The car fund and the other sinking funds are basically already putting money aside every single week. So when I want to go on that expensive vacation, when I want that expensive treat, whether it's a bag, clothes, I already have the money there for it. I'm not pulling out my money from my paychecks because I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I want my money to earn me travel points. I want my money to earn me more money. You have to be smart with your money to make it in this world, and that was something I was never taught. So I hope that this helps someone else, and I hope that it reminds you to never accrue credit card debt because it is one of the dumbest things that you can do in your life.